Saw Lover Freedom's video. Thought I'd get out the shitty laptop and come out, make a little fire, chill out. Me and the AK, maxing in the woods. Yeah, I just like to sit out here and look all militant for no reason. It's fun. But, yeah, it's important to get outside. It's getting kind of cold up here in the hills, so started to burn this. We got this wood stove insert, try to keep the heating bill down. But yeah, other than that, the lighting kind of sucks out here, obviously. But just kicking it. Got some water, cooked some eggs earlier. Trying to just relax without being bothered by people like this. But yeah, I lug the guitar out here and just chill. Smacks out. Yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Since I'm planning me put an end. Woke up this morning and I wrote down this song. Just can't remember who to sing it to. You hear that? Nothing. That's the point. It's nice. But think about some shit today. Not really tactically oriented or anything, but more societal, just the way that people treat each other and expect respect without giving any. Yeah. Actually was referred to as a pinky today for the first time. Obviously it was on the internet or I'd be in jail for having assaulted someone right now, but I can't figure out whether cracker, white boy, and all that shit doesn't bother me because it's never been used in context as a racial slur against me, or the fact that pinky just kind of like actually got under my skin. But I mean, you know, pinky is like, like communist leaning American in the 50s and 60s. But I don't know, it's just really weird, you know. He assumed that my family owned slaves and that my ancestors were suckled at the teat of a black slave, and just has it all wrong, you know. It's not about white and black. It's about how much money you have. That's what it'll always be about. You know, poor black people go to church and are all animated just like poor white people. Rich white people go to church and sit there all proper, just like rich black people. It's just, you know, haves and have-nots. You know, there was more indentured servants, white indentured servants in this country than blacks for a or African Americans, blacks at that time, slaves for a very long time. They were treated just as harshly as slaves, in many cases harsher, and they were still under the same bonds. If the child was born, they too were born into indentured servitude, and so people overlook the fact that poor people have been struggling together forever. And they just try to keep us separate and fighting amongst ourselves so that they can distract us away from taking our freedom. And I think that that's kind of like missed by the majority of this generation, just because the media, the polarities that they create out of thin air. It's not about white or black. It's about who you are, how you were raised, what your aspirations for life really is. Well, I just thought I'd share a little minute out here in the woods with you guys. It's getting darker, so I guess no, I'm not going anywhere. I'll ramble a little while longer. It's just interesting to me. This guy on the internet, he's just an idiot, uneducated, but thought he was, and I don't know. He just claimed that, white people were always ready to back up a black person when they're dancing in front of them, or, making an R&B song or something. It's not like that in my community. I mean, I'm from the deep south. I'm in the Bible Belt as we speak. It's Sunday. There ain't no beer to be had anywhere around here. But I've never really seen any racism other than underlying personal prejudice. There's no lynchings. There's no blatant bullshit that happens all the time. I mean, you don't. It's just every black person I talk to, I guess they're at a liberal college like me, so they've got a different opinion. But I don't know. I know some ghetto ass black dudes, and they have half a brain. They understand what's going on too. But the fact that the African American community proselytizes people like Young Jeezy as the heroes and role models, and these people are talking about trapping, by selling crack and getting someone addicted so you can always have their money. They downplay education as unmanly and something that should be secondary. And I ask them how that can't be self-perpetuated. I mean, I understand that there's white people that own those media companies, record companies that push their own things, but those people are still people. Those people can still make their decisions. They know what they're doing. I'm not saying us white folk, quote unquote, have a bunch of good role models or anything, but there's a lot of ignorance in the world right now. And with the advent of the internet and the availability of information, you really have no excuse to not be informed. So my fuse with you uninformed people is running very, very, very short. In the words of Immortal Technique, turn off the TV and read. Pick up a book. Read something. Y'all have a good night. Hope you get out to a fire sometime soon.